I wasn't ready. I've been sitting here and totally let the time get away from me. All right, welcome back. Let's see if I can get the computer to line up. Here we go. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Jackie. All right. Just waiting for my second wind to kick on in. Oh, I didn't even change my paint water. Bugger. Okay. Okay. Let me charge my phone. Hello, Susan and Susan. This is possibly my last live Facebook. I will say it's my last live Facebook for the day. I will be taking tomorrow off. I can't believe I didn't change my paint water. Naomi will be jumping in tomorrow and doing a live for you as part of the Great International Craft Show, which officially ends tonight. However, we are going to run it for the rest of the weekend and keep our specials up and running for you guys until late Sunday night. The Great International Craft Show is something that we get involved in with every year, bringing craft shows to you via the Facebook and our website. So we have got 15% off pattern papers this weekend, 15% off all and create, Minte, 3/4 designs, 49 market and simple stories, plus Paper Rose and Uniquely Creative. So that's some of our key brands at a discounted price just for you guys. We have a massive clearance section that has got some bundles in it that you need to definitely get your hands on. And Christmas, anything Christmas is 30% off. So what that means is most of the things that I have shown you over the last couple of days on our free live mini classes are all on special. So that is fantastic for you. If you have placed an order over the last couple of days already, in your confirmation email, you would have received a secret code that will get you complimentary postage for the rest of the weekend. So we will bundle all of your orders together. We will pick and pack and get them all ready, and all orders under 1.5 kilos will be sent out to you for the one price of $11.95. Now, if your order is over 1.5 kilos, we will send you a invoice for real-time postage for the extra. I know that there's a few of you that have done more than 3, we'll say, orders over the last couple of days, and some of you ladies have blown it out of the park. So you'll probably blow your $11.95 flat rate postage, which is pretty funny. Okay, so jump online to nataliemay.com.au. Tonight I will be, or tomorrow I will jump online and upload to YouTube all of the other all the videos, all the free little mini classes that I've done, and we will create something there for you guys that you can refer back and do some of the classes from before. Okay. Earlier today, we started making an accordion album from Uniquely Creative. So in the live Facebook this morning, you will find this project upside down. And I totally made it up the wrong way, but that's okay. And this is our Accordion album. So you'll be able to go back and watch this and see how we have created this little guy. So when you put it like that, you can see how it all comes together. What I will do is put some, I might sit down tonight when I'm at home with a clear head, go through and find some nice quotes to put in on here. I think that might finish it off quite nicely. The concertina albums are fantastic. They are a really, or accordion books I should say, really fantastic project that you can fill up full of photos, you can do lots and lots of things with. So double-sided heavyweight cardstock, they've got a really low price point. And what I did over, like, between my last Facebook and this one is I gave those pages a coat of white gesso very loosely, as you can see, and also stuck on some more images. So the vote from the first Facebook this morning was I was doing a project in neutral colours, and then on this side I thought we might do some bright bold colours. So we are going to crack through and we are going to do exactly the same process, and we are going to use our paints to go through and paint this background. I'm just going to have a look and check my colours. Oh yeah, that'll do. Alright, I just need to turn one of these fans off. Got a bit of airflow going in here because it's been a little steamy. Hello, Danny. How are you, sweetheart? Alright, so the brush, the paint brush. So I'm going to be using an Art by Marlene number 12 brush, and this is one of the round ones. This is what I used before. Let's have a think about the colours. So when we pull it out, we have got lots of teals, we've got some pinks in here. So I used gel medium to stick on our images. So I did show you how to do that in the first video this morning. And I decided to do this in the break because it just takes a little bit to dry. What I did do is this image from Strength by Numbers, the Strength in Numbers, this rose is actually at the bottom of this image. So I tore it off and stuck it on the top of her head. This image here and this image over here is from the Tough Girls or Tough Chicks, and I've used both of those as well because I thought they would fit in quite nicely in this set. I have here a range of acrylic paints. Which way will I start? I'll start at this side again. And I'm going to put some paints out on my palette. I've got Dina Wakley heavy-bodied acrylic paints. Where is my pin? I just had it in my hand. Oh, God almighty. Here we go. So I've got some malachite is a colour that we're going to be using a bit of. This image has also got some hot pink, so I'm going to be using some bubblegum pink from Dilutions, which is probably my favourite pink to use. I'm also going to pull in some magenta. No, this is orchid. I'm going to be thinking about colours that kind of go together today. I've got some turquoise. I have some iris. As you can see here, I'm keeping my colours apart on the mat. And I'm thinking, what's this one? Ocean. I think I need some sapphire and probably magenta. Oh, hello. I forgot that I did that yesterday. Throw that in the bin. And then we have got, oh, look at that beautiful sapphire. So this is one of the newer colours from Dina Wakley. Okay, so we are going to be dry brushing. Dry brushing means I need to have some paper towel handy. I can pop those paints up out of the way. I might pop a little bit of Kissy in here as well, which is a Art by Marlene colour that I love. It's a colour that's not in the Dina Wakley collection, nor is it in a Dilutions range, and it's a great colour that Art by Marlene does. Look at that. Oh, you probably can't see that actually, sorry. Let me just bring that into camera. There we go. So we've got a nice punchy colour range here ready to go. So we've got white gesso down in the background for the reason being we want to, this beautiful craft cardstock is thirsty. It's a thirsty beast. The other thing is I want to give our images a white background for under their faces, because if we weren't using gesso in the background, it would probably be a little brown behind their faces, which would be perfectly fine. However, for what I'm doing today, I wanted a nice, crisp, bold image. So I'm going to start with getting some colours on. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did with the pages on the other side, where I'm dry brushing. So I'm putting this colour on and I am spreading it out until there is no paint on my brush in this feathery sort of motion. I can bring in some other colours here. So I've got a little purple that I can bring in, and I can do that because purple kind of sits very similar on the same side of the colour wheel. I'm going to join up that pink down the bottom here on this image. And I can take that across to the purples and the blues, and it's going to work in quite nicely. Choosing colours that work really, really well together is what's going to make our project visually pleasing. And just this really simple, soft, feathery brush stroke is all I'm going to do today, keeping it nice and simple. So we're going to be getting our paint down, and then the next thing we're going to be doing after we get all of our paint down is exactly the same as I did this morning, and that is going over the top with some stenciling. So we're looking at taking our collage papers, our Natalie May scrapbooking collage papers, and we are going to be incorporating them into our background. So I've got a little bit of turquoise here, so I'm going to grab that as my base, as my starting point here, to incorporate that in, connect it up off the page. There is some yellow there, but I didn't want to bring yellow into my project. And I'm going to bring some of this purple up under here. A little of this pink down the bottom. And as you saw from when from the class I did this morning, and if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. All of this building background just becomes part of what we're creating. It's not our finished project, and it doesn't really matter too much about where the colours sit in relation to our overlapping, etc., because when we start to add our stenciling on the end, it all kind of comes into place. So I'm going to take it up over the edge of our collage paper here from our Brenda image, our mini Brenda, and slide across, working around our page. So with acrylic paint, the really, really great thing with acrylic paint is that you can layer over the top, we can put colours together that, you know, I can build on colours as we go, and I can add more and more shades of different colours on top of each other. I really do love working with acrylic paints because it gives me that ability to be able to do that. And over the years, I've become quite confident working with acrylics, as most of you may know. Right. So I'll start working in this area now. Hey Leslie, how you going, love? I have to apologise if I don't catch any comments. I'm head down and glancing up at my screen every now and again. Now, what makes this work is the fact that I've only put colours out in front of me that are going to overlap beautifully and that are going to work together. Now, if I was to start introducing a green here, it would not work. It would be out of place. So, working confidently is all in the pre-planning as well. So, I know that just putting out these 9 colours is all I need to do today for this project. I don't need to introduce anything new. I know that all of these are going to work together. You'll notice I still haven't washed my paintbrush, and that's okay. And that's because I'm getting majority of the paint off as we're going around, as we're creating our project, as I'm doing this lovely feathering technique, which is it just takes practice. Practice, practice, practice. There's a little bit of blue on the top of her head up here within the image. So that's the colour that I'm going to pull out. And then I'm going to take the blue from here and take it across as well. So that's how I've chosen the colours for my project. You just kind of work with what you can see. If you can't see a bright green in here, don't use a bright green. It doesn't make any sense, does it? I wouldn't use an orange because I can't see any orange in my pattern papers, in my collage papers, so bringing an orange wouldn't make sense. But bringing in turquoises, and that was the colour that I started with, and darker blues are always going to give depth, so I like to bring in a navy blue, which is what I did with that sapphire. Coming along quite nicely. So here I need to start with this sort of turquoisey colour. This one is malachite. I could have also used a bit of sky blue here as well, but didn't want to use that one today. There's some purple up here, so I can grab this orchid and let orchid kind of tell that colour story up there, and then I'll take that into a blue. So you learn to start to see how colours can interact with each other, and see how I've got that real flicking motion going with my brush. That's where the magic is at. That's what's making this work really nicely for me. So if you are interested in doing classes with me, we do a fantastic range of online classes with our art journal. You can join in at any time and do these classes. We do classes as well here in person in Adelaide. However, they are usually booked up for about 3 months in advance, and they are very popular classes. So there is a wait list at the moment for my in-person classes here in Adelaide. So doing it online in the comfort of your own home. is probably the easiest way of doing it. The way that what happens with those classes is you purchase a class online. So let's just say, for example, and you can go back and do any classes. So if you go back and you want to start at the beginning of the year and do January 2024 as your art journal class, you go into the website, nataliemay.com.au, look for Natalie classes online, and you will find January 2024. Click on the description to see what you would need for the class. For example, January last year, or January this year, there was no kit that we posted out. We focused on using materials that you already have at home. So you do need to have a bit of a look, read the description and say, okay, well, I need some gold paint for this class, or I need some black paint for this class. Do I have these things? Can I use what's in my stash? Do I need to purchase something new? There is always going to be a list of the requirements on the website in the class description. The classes are in a private Facebook group. So they are all in on Facebook. They are designed for beginners through to more advanced. So what that means is if you are a more advanced crafter, you can play along with me when I film it live. Then, keep up with my speed and create as we go along. If you are not as experienced and you are more of a beginner, you can go in and pause, catch up, rewind, go back over, watch things again 2 or 3 times to go back, and so in case you miss a bit. There's plenty of ways of doing those classes, and especially if you are a beginner, you can just pause it. You can mute me, which has its advantages. You can fast forward if you don't want to watch paint dry, but everything is designed for beginners through to advanced, and I do explain everything as we go like it's the first time that you have done a class. So every single time I do a class, I'll explain the reason why we're doing something. Even if you already know it, I still go through that process anyway, just in case you have forgotten. It's just part of the process. I try and treat everybody as if everybody's paying for a class, so you will get that one-on-one explanation every single time. So they are really, really fun. Leslie has just commented she loves my classes. Leslie's been doing classes with me for a couple of years. And Leslie, during that time, I'm sure that you've learned lots of new things. Would that be about right? How's your confidence in your creating going now? Lots of art journal pages done, I would hope. Jackie Vinan. Oh yeah, and I do answer questions as well. Especially if you are watching live and I'm creating as we go. If I can answer a question while I'm creating, I certainly will. I'm not there to sit and chat about, life's little idiosyncrasies or anything like that. I'm there to talk about what you're paying for, which is information. And I'm more than happy for you to ask questions, and the whole idea is you want to learn something new. That's very, very important to me. You're there to learn something new. No matter how much you're paying, you should learn something, and I think that that's really, really important. So there will be classes with Natalie May scrapbooking for 2025. Oh, look at that. And Leslie has said that she's a lot more confident than when she started. And that's all I needed to hear, Leslie. That's why I do it. So to hear how happy it makes you and how confident it makes you in your creating. So that's really, really vital to me. How am I going here? This is coming along all right. I missed a few bits all across the spot, but that's okay. I'm going to come back. And we're going to be stenciling as well, remember? Coming across. Claire from the UK also does classes with us. Now, Claire's classes are just as fantastic. Claire's classes can be for the little bit more advanced crafter. I think, I don't know, she does amazing things. But Claire's classes are a little bit more interactive. Mine are more for beginners through to advanced, whereas I'd like to think Claire's classes are for more intermediate to advanced. Does that sound right? And Leslie's just said you can go back and do the classes you like. 2 classes that she hasn't done yet and that she still has to do. And that's right, you don't have to catch up. There's no magic rush to catch up, and you don't have to do the classes in the order that I have them there as well. So if you don't like the look of what I did in October, for example, then you don't have to do that class. I'm not forcing you to do anything. If you don't have the materials for the class that we did in October and you don't want to buy them, that's okay. You don't have to do it. I don't force you to do anything. So it certainly has its advantages there. Okay, so nearly there. I'm just going to finish this nice little bit of layering off on this side with this nice big long feathery stroke. And then I'm going to go back and just have a look at any of the bits that I missed, anywhere that might need a bit more paint or a bit more blend. We've still got stenciling to do, and we've still got stamping to do. Yes, there are a few extra challenges in Claire's classes at times. That is true, and I do love that about Claire's classes, because then you are forced to step out of your zone a little, and that is what I like about doing something like that. I have now completed, I'm up to date with all Claire's classes, finally. Took me a little while. But I still have to, I don't know that I'll get classes done next week. I'll probably end up being another week behind, but that's okay. It's not a competition. It's not a race. Yes, I like it. All right, coming through. I don't like this little bit here. Susan's just commented saying she likes the variety in my classes. Yeah, I do a lot of variety. And this is my mistake, because I do come from, and I mentioned in the last class about working in a scrapbooking store for all of those years. So I know as a crafter, as a person, you know, a retailer, I guess is probably the grown-up word, is I know what you have got at home, right? So I know that majority of you have got, you know, lots and lots of different tools. So I like to try and mix things up. I like to push myself as well, so that I'm giving you something different each month. I don't want to give you exactly the same thing each month. That's not what you came for. Learning a new technique, I think, is really important. It can be problematic for me though, because then I push myself to come up with new ideas when I just don't have the brain capacity to do it sometimes. But yes, Claire does make the cutout pages easy. That is her superpower for sure. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That's actually come along very nicely. So we've gone pinks and purples and blues. I am just waiting for that to kind of dry. We are going to add our stenciling on just like we did on that side. So we're going to add our stenciling on, and I am going to use exactly the same stencils. We're going to use this one, and this one. I'm going to use them again, but we are going to mix it up with our colours, of course. So let's find some blending sponges that are going to do their job today. Velcro on that one. Clean sponge. I don't think I'll use that because that was black. Clean-ish sponge. Velcro that's going to hold. And I'm going to pull one more. Can you see how that's got all that paint in it? I really do just need to throw that whole thing in the bin because I can't use it because the Velcro doesn't stick because it's all clogged up with paint. Here is another one. That's got a fair amount of paint in it, but the Velcro might hold. You can also use these sorts of blending brushes to put paint on. That will work. You can use the latex sponges. That will work. Today I have just decided I'm going to try and use the Tim Holtz blending tools. All right, here we go. Let's start with the Don't Overthink stencil, and I'm going to go in with what colour? I might go in with this darker colour, this really lovely sapphire. Such a beautiful colour. Here's my paint stand that I'm using, the Natalie May scrapbooking paint stand. And actually, before I start, someone mentioned to me the other day that they don't like how it doesn't hold the Art by Marlene. The Art by Marlene ones just go straight through. But you'll notice what I've done is I've got some super glue and some cardboard and I stuck it on the back so that my Art by Marlene paints just sit nicely in it. So there's a little hack for you. If you decide that you need to have a paint stand, that is, whoops, sorry, here we go. That's what I do to keep my Art by Marlene. So there's a bit of glue on the back, thick bit of cardboard, just an off-cut of a cardboard box. Obviously I didn't have a full piece, I would have covered that up, but that's where my Art by Marlene paints go, or they don't hold. They just go straight through the holes. Okay, let's get this on. So my sponge, I'm going to pull the paint out to the side and I'm twisting my tool as I go so that I'm getting a nice coat of that blue paint and it's not super thick. I've got my stencil and I'm going to start with colour over colour. Oh, so nice. Little touches of magic in the stenciling. Don't want to go edge to edge. I don't want that perfect edge look. I want more of an imperfect stencil. It does help to have a trestle table for doing this because I'm dragging my whole project across my page, across my table, sorry, so that I can keep it within my camera view. So I'm connecting my stenciling to the edge as well. I think that's a really important thing to keep it grounded. keeping your project grounded, and so things are not floating around your page is another one of the elements that make it visually pleasing. I know I say that a lot, but it is the thing that makes it look kind of effortless, and that's what you are really looking for, is that effortless look. So having things connected, grounded is important. Down here. And Michelle, the rain hit here and it hit beautifully. It has stopped now, however, and it's still steamy. I've still got the air conditioner going in here, which is just ridiculous. I didn't sign up for Melbourne weather, I can tell you right now. Not Melbourne weather, Darwin weather. I didn't sign up for this humidity at all. Okay, nearly there with this first one. This is the Don't Overthink stencil that I designed. It coordinates beautifully with the Don't Overthink stamp, which we will also be using today. And I use it a lot. It's just a really lovely design that I created for some stamps and stencils. Hello Robin, welcome back. We are finishing the project that I made this morning. The other side in this beautiful colour tone. Here we go. I like that. Now we're going to go in with the diamonds. Now I think I want to go with diamonds with something a little bit lighter. This colour perhaps. I feel like I want to go for white actually, but I'm going to go in with this one. I might come in with some white after. But this is giving it a nice light pop before I have to put on, before I put on the next stencil, which will be the alphabet, the words that art authors. So this is Faded Diamonds, which is one of Claire's designs from one of her online classes. So for those of you who don't know, when you do one of Claire's classes, most of the time you will get a custom made, especially for the class, either a stencil or a collage paper or something that Claire has designed exclusively for her class, so that your project and her project will coordinate beautifully together. So you do get a little kit for your dollars. So not only do you get the tuition from someone in the UK, which is where she teaches from, you get some materials to go towards your class as well. Whoops, dropped it. Sliding along. Oh, there we go. Some up here. And I've run out of pink, and I can't run out of pink because I threw the rest of the bottle in the bin. Oh, I'll go for that colour. It's not ideal. Damn it, I have to get some more pink. Hang on a minute. Hold that thought. How do I not have another open bottle of magenta? Bugger. See if I can squeeze the last of that bottle. Oh, look at that. That'll be fine. That's better. Problem solved. Look at that. All right, I'm liking that a lot. Next is going to be the Art Alpha stencils. So for those of you who haven't seen, when we did the class this morning, we used, there's that first Don't Overthink stencil there, and here's the diamonds, which you can see in that lighter colour. And the next one I'm going to put on is the Art Alphas, which is going to be this mixed up alphabet. So my question is going to be, do I do it in Aqua or do I do it in Iris? What's it going to be? I'm feeling like it's going to be maybe in like an Aqua. If I can get it out of the bottle today. Isn't it funny how the weather affects all of these things? My glues dry up. Well, they only dry in the nozzle here. My paints are the same when it's steamy. Oh, Michelle, you say Iris, do you? Oh, I don't know. Let's try. Maybe you're right. But I feel Iris is going to be too close to this colour. Okay, let's get it on here and let's have a look. Let's see what happens. Let's go in with this. What colour was that one? Peacock. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. That's it. So the idea here was it's going to be a little bit more subtle, and that is exactly what I was wanting. I could probably mix it in with a little bit of Iris, but I can add some more in Iris if I need to later. Except for just added that through the paint. Got a little on her forehead, that's okay. Yeah, Susan says Aqua too. Yep, okay. I should be talking, but I'm concentrating. Sorry, guys. I love it when a project comes together really well. I start the day off with no plan, no idea. I'm a hot mess of panicking, trying to work out what to do. Oh, bloody hell. Indecisive. Don't know what I feel like doing. Starting off, I was originally doing this little concertina album with Christmas papers. I've got Christmas papers put aside for it, the whole thing, ready to do as a kit. And then I just totally changed my mind, and I love this. Love, love, love. And knowing when to stop is important. Okay, this is good. This is good. I do want to add a little bit of white because I feel like it needs a lift. But I need to get rid of this first because I will probably drag a stencil through it again accidentally. Because, you know, that's what I do. Oh, it's like watching a train wreck, isn't it? You can't look away, can you guys? Right. This time, I'm going to use a little wedge. I'm going to crack out some Liquitex gesso, not that much. You don't need that much. But she comes out quick. And I'm going to use my double dot stencil. I use it all the time. And I use it all the time because it has a consistent dot that is going to work harmonious. It's not going to take any emphasis away from our image, but it's going to help lift it, and that's what we want. You can see the difference that made straight away. So good. And it's not going to go everywhere, it's just going to go in a few spots around the project. And it's ever so light, it's just a really light touch of white. And again, connected to an edge, not floating in the middle of nowhere. It does need to be connected. How's the difference the white makes? It shows up really well on camera how effective the white is. And the difference, it's just lifted it completely. Well, I think so anyway. Where am I adding the white? So I'm adding the white just in spots that I think it just looks visually a little heavy. That's a bit heavy. The folder is brilliant. So just reading the comments on screen. So this, of course, is the Accordion album by Uniquely Creative. Accordion album. It's really inexpensive as well. It has a pretty low price point, and even more so with Uniquely Creative being on special today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. I'm shredding my little sponge here. I'm going to have to change edges. So making the most of these specials. Highly recommend getting this if you want to try something like this. And I'm sure you've all got a lovely collection of, oh, that's a bit dark, of Natalie May scrapbooking collage papers at home. Okay, I hope I haven't made this look difficult so far, because I can tell you what, it's super fun and not at all tricky. I'm going to add some stenciling on, some stamping on next, and then we are just about done. And I'm going to stop. Okay, stamping. So what do we do on the other side with our stamping? Let's just flip it. Oh. Let's just flip it, and we have used the numbers and we used the don't overthink. And we'll do the same thing again. Okay. Did I do the splattering before or after? I think I did it after, didn't I? Ink pad. Here's my original red rubber Don't Overthink stamp, and we're going to use that. And then I'm going to come in after with the, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do that after. I'll do the numbers first. I feel like I need to do the numbers first. Yeah, we do. You know what would be good? An ink pad that was a bit inkier. Let's try this one. Oh, there we go. I don't want the perfect stamp. Nothing about any of this is perfect. So I want to off stamp so I get that nice shadow feel to it. And then, like I said, the one thing I am going to do, and I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'm going to do, I'm going to get some, find some quotes and put some word quotes around the blank pages where there's no face. I think I'm going to take my time doing that and not rush it on camera. I need to find some quotes about what, and work out what my theme is and choose some quotes from there. So I might sit and do that tonight at the kitchen table, because I love taking work home. But I need to do it with a glass of wine and a clear head, I think. Glass of rosé might be nice. What do you think? Oh, hello there, Sonia. You could auction this off. What a bloody good idea. Let me think about that. I could do that actually, love. That's a really great idea. I haven't done a charity auction for a while. I do like that idea indeed. I think once I get it finished, I'll make that decision. Because if I completely stuff it up when I put the words on, there's a full possibility that I will do that. I was going to stick on some of our journal phrases, but I feel like I need to be a little bit more calculated with my wording for this one. So I need to think it through a little bit more. So I think just leave that with me, and I'll see how it finishes up. And then we might do a bit of an auction over on our Facebook page, on our Facebook group. That's a really great idea, Sonia. Bonus points for you. But I'm just going to have to sit on it for a while and see if I can get that idea through my head. See what the finished project comes out like before I commit to doing it. I have to be happy with it 100% to get the best out of it. So now I'm just going to add in some of the Don't Overthink stamping, connecting to the rest of the stamping that I've done before. I know you have complete faith in me. However, I don't like to commit myself to something when I am not. Okay, I will have a look at this over the next 24 hours, and when I finish the project and come up with something, I think that could definitely work. You put me on the spot, woman. But yes, I do like that idea, and I will endeavour to finish the project off with that in mind. So I will endeavour to not get any spelling mistakes on it, and which is, usually the thing that I'm scared of the most. And finding some beautiful quotes to put on both sides. Oh, you make me laugh, woman. Okay. I look forward to your bidding then, Sonia. Right, and stopping is important. So I did that one. Now I have got some of these single little wedges from the Don't Overthink version 2. At a different size. That I'm just going to go around and pop on in a few different spots where I think it might need them. How do I know where I need them? Oh, and I have to do the cover too, don't I? I haven't done the cover. That's a whole different situation. Didn't even see that you were there, Sonia. You're like a little ninja. Stealth mode. All right, and then the last thing, we wanted to add some words, so I'm going to go with the word trust on my little acrylic block, and that is on there. I'll try and put it on straight. Slide that over. I use love on one side, and I'm using trust on this side. I'm not looking for a whole solid word. I'm looking for that off stamp grey scale that I like to do. It's not about how much it is, and I would never pressure anybody to bid. So, all right, let's go with finishing this off. I do need to add some splatters in a minute, and then she is done. So finishing it off is definitely going to have to be, I'm going to have to do the front cover, and I will need to definitely do that coming up. I could possibly even, I'll see how I go. I'm not going to say something that I then have to commit myself to at the moment. Yeah, see what happens when you walk away from the camera for 5 minutes? Comes back and we've got a little bit of creativity that's exploded in front of you. I'm just reading the comments as I go there, guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, I do love this stamp. That's so good. I cannot wait to do some more words with this open font. I'll have to, we're working on our next release at the moment. Okay, last thing we need to do. I've got my little splatter bowl here, and I'm going to go in with my little slurry bowl. I'm going to go in with the lightest colour that we have used, which is that turquoise. A little bit of paint, a little bit of water, just to make it fluid. You could also use Dina Wakley gloss sprays to do this. However, I can't find mine, and I'm not going to go and take one off the shelf. In fact, they would probably work much better. But this is today's easy solution. Little smoker's tap. And then I'm going to call it as being done. Whoops, that's a lot more than I anticipated. I've splattered my shorts today. I've splattered my work t-shirts today. I splattered the carpet today. My desk. I've splattered all the things today. Put the brush down, Natalie. Okay. Whew. Done. Now, I can't really bring it up to camera to show you, can I? Because it's going to drip. So let's just give it a second for some of that paint. And we will... Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll take the camera down to you, down to the project. Oh, she needs... I need to colour her eyes. I'll do that in a minute. I'll just do that with a Tombow pen. And this is the tidiest my desk has been all day, by the way, so... All right, I am loving that. And surprise. Oh, look, I figure I'm here. What time is it? 4:30. Ooh. There we go. So that's it. That is the end of my couple of days doing live Facebooks for you guys. Like I mentioned before, we are super, super grateful for all of your support and help and all of your orders, of course. Absolutely everything. And we will be picking and packing like ninjas on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh, thank you, Sonia. Sonia's just saying it's her favourite thing that I've made to date. Hello, Judith. Thank you, darling. So, yeah, loving it and loving, as knackered as I am, loving the opportunity to bring you some free classes. I know that that's back to front, but jump online to nataliemay.com.au and keep me in a job. I don't want to have to go out there in the real world and find a job, like, hell no. So just to remind you, we have got 15% off pattern paper, 15% off all and create, maintain 3/4 designs, as well as 49 in market and simple stories. Uniquely Creative, which is this little accordion album that I've just done, that is 15% off, as well as Paper Rose. So lots and lots of really cool things there for you. Clearance 40%, you know how it goes. Plus there's Christmas stock and our Black Fridays. So there you go. I think, yes, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my evening. I'm going to put some quotes on this tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. I don't want to come up with the wrong thing to do that. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. Look at that lighting. Isn't that amazing lighting? God, can't complain about that. Can't even see any of the bags under my eyes. Anyway, enough about me. I will do that, and then I will put some finished photos up, do a little reel, and I've got to do the cover, of course, as well. So love that for you. So thanks again, guys, for your support this weekend. We will get everything out to you early in the week, collate all your orders together. Keep an eye on your inbox for that discount code so that you can collate, we can put all your orders together and ship them all out to you soon. Thank you.